This year's US election day isn't just about candidates, it's about the collective shift we're all stepping into. When I looked at how the energy of election day layers over the US Sibley chart, the messages from the ancestors were loud and fast. What I saw was striking. At noon EST over the White House, the chart shows Pluto just 2 degrees away from its natal position, signaling the powerful final phase of Pluto's work in Capricorn. Power structures are shifting, they have to. With Pluto at the critical 29th degree of Capricorn in the natal 2nd house of the US Sibley chart, we're dismantling the very foundation upon which our country was built. The South Node in Aquarius also sits in the 2nd house, reminding us that while our past is filled with wisdom, it's not our future. We need to respect the rigid structures that once served us, but understand that they are no longer viable. What's valuable now must be redefined. As Einstein said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. In the 3rd house, it gets even more interesting. Transiting Saturn retrograde, alongside natal Ceres, Moon, and Pallas, paints a picture of communication being anything but clear. Transiting Neptune retrograde adds to the layers of confusion. It's like trying to hear a message through static, catching one word out of 5 and hoping you can piece the rest together. There's distortion. Pretty words masking the truth, and an overwhelming sense that we're grasping at fragments of reality. In the 4th house, we see the transiting North Node and Chiron retrograde, exactly conjunct natal Chiron. This is deep ancestral healing, a reckoning with the betrayals and compromises made to establish our country. Is the bill coming due, or are we finally seeing the truth so we can begin to heal? With the 10th house in Libra, the message is clear. We succeed together, not in separation. And what's happening in the 6th house? Transiting a natal Algol is conjunct transiting Uranus with natal Uranus in the same house. This energy has been brewing since May, and it's no small thing. The US Uranus return is coming in 2026, and this election is setting the stage for the changes we'll see through 2029. Uranus is rewriting the story, shining a light on the shadows. The bigger the change needed, the more drastic it will be. Now we can't ignore the 7th house. Natal Mars is just 1 degree away from transiting Jupiter retrograde, signaling the dawn of something new. Courage, confidence, and initiative in relationships. Transiting Mars is at 0 degrees of Leo, bringing youthful exuberance. This is a time to build new relationships, but we need to be careful not to let hubris and blind optimism lead the way. Speaking of hubris, transiting Mercury is deep in the 12th house of the US Sibley chart. We have to remember, victory and assimilation are 2 different things. This story is far from over, and things are never going to be as they were. 2020 taught us that. The pace of change is accelerating, and what once took decades to shift may now take only months. Finally, let's talk about election day's transits. Pallas in Sagittarius opposes Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, and then trines Chiron retrograde in Aries. This energy brings wisdom, clarity, and the opportunity to come to terms with the changes ahead. The moon in Capricorn foretells the climb ahead, leading us toward January 20th, Inauguration Day. We end the day with Mercury in Sagittarius sextiling Vesta in Libra. Keep your inner flame alive and ensure your words are working toward the greater good. This is more than just another election. The cosmos is shifting, and we're all a part of this collective transformation. Pluto's and Uranus's power is in play, and nothing will be the same.